Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Welcome to the Carla Murphy Show, Uniquely Different, where we focus on family, community, Christianity, and business. We know that our motto is let's gel, let's grow, earn, and learn together. We are excited about this show today. We are going to be enlightened. We're going to be encouraged to do better in our lives. We're going to be prepared to take some amazing steps towards having a great beginning. So, without any further ado, we're going to begin this show with one who is going to talk to us about body sculpting. She is a young lady in the Buffalo, New York area. She works diligently to help people with their health and wellness. She sells other products to help with nutrition, Tava teas. If any of you have ever experienced that, Tava teas and coffees and vitamins. And so we are happy to have Miss Shanita Bradley here, who's going to talk to us this evening about making ourselves better. Good evening, Miss Shanita.
Hello, everybody.
Thank you so much for joining us, Miss Shanita. And what is the name of your business?
It's called Consistent Body Sculpting.
Consistent Body Sculpting. That sounds great. And so I know that you're located in the Buffalo, New York area. Whereabouts are you located?
I am at 2830 Delaware Road, actually Delaware Avenue, right at Delaware Road in Kenmore, New York.
Thank you so much. So tell me a little bit about what is body sculpting?
Well, body sculpting is actually contouring the body. And what we do is with some of the machines, we actually break up fat cells up underneath the skin that you don't see. So that way it is actually moved toward your lymphatic system and it is pushed toward away from the heart, and it's non-invasive. There is no downtime and there is no surgery. So it is an alternative to plastic surgery. It is the health and wellness way to do this. And what happens is you come in for a treatment or you come in and one of the heads on here is actually a contouring. So we actually sculpt and we go in, we use the ultrasonic gel and we actually break up fat cells. And as doing so, what I do is after that, I contour. And I have a lot of different ways. We have a lot of different things. We have laser lipo belts. We have wood therapy. These are Swedish wood cups that actually help me shape your body. We have paddles that help me move the fat cells and actually sculpt you a body if you don't have one. We do BBLs. Most people don't know what that is, but that is bottom and butt lift, hip and butt lift. We do wood therapy, ultrasonic, and RF skin tightening. A lot of people have loose skin up underneath the belly, and so we actually sculpt that and tighten it with a number of different things to help me move all that fat cell that we just distributed through the body. So it's non-invasive. There's no needles. I don't want anybody to get scared, but it is actually moving fat cells. And you excrete that out of your system, so you have to actually drink water. The water is the key to this. Your treatments will last anywhere from, I want to say, 2 to 3 weeks. And you just make sure that you eat right, because that's part of it. And you want to detox. We also sell Tava tea products, which help detox and help you get that stuff out of your system.
So when it comes to eating right, I heard you mention about diet. What are some of the foods that people should eat if they're going to have this service?
Okay, what you need to do 2 hours before you come is not to eat. Try and stay away from carbs, sugary, fried foods the night before the day of. You want to eat light, like soup, salad, something light, the 2 hours before you come in. And then afterwards, because you do feel a difference, and it's almost like a light exercise, you're going to be a little sore. And what you need to do afterwards is make sure to drink that water, eat light that night and to kind of take it easy because you will be tired. Your body is going to actually feel that adjustment a little bit. But prior to that, and I want to say a week into going into this, you want to try and eat right, meaning smaller portions, fruits and vegetables. Try and stay away from the salty foods because the salt is what's going to make you puffy and bloat you up a little bit. And it'll be harder for me to try and break this stuff up to get it out of your system.
Are there certain ages for people that you service?
Yes, you have to be 18 and older. No younger than 18. You don't want anybody coming in with that because you're still growing sometimes at that point, and your body and bones and things are trying to adjust. So you have to be 18 to come in, 18 and older, and we just try and help everybody. I mean, it doesn't necessarily have to stop you from coming in if you have swelling in the legs or anything like that. What we do is we do consultations. A lot of these things are done where I do it via Zoom, and you're in the comfort of your home, and I'm here at the studio, and I'm actually going over your problem areas, things that you may want to change, things that I need to know what you need to change. And then we go over a plan and we come up with some kind of plan for you. And then that's when pricing and things come in so that we can help you with your weight loss goals.
Okay, sounds good. So, can you tell the viewers and listening audience what type of preparation you had to have to become a professional who can sculpt bodies?
Okay, right now in the state of New York, you have to be certified. They have not mandated it so that you have to have a license like an esthetician's license or cosmetology license. So right now, you are able to get all of your certifications, and there's about maybe 7 or 8 of them. Different machines, sauna blankets, RF skin tightening, radioactive, all of those things have different levels, and you have to have your certificates in those things. They may change it. New York State is a stickler. We all know how New York State is, and they may change some things, but as of right now, you just need to be certified.
Okay. So, do you sell any other types of products? I know that you mentioned about Tava tea, but what other aids can you speak to us about to help with the process?
Okay. Right now, what I do is after your treatments, a lot of people don't know about waist training, and I have different size waist belts. This one here has our logo on it, and it's a holder for your cell phone. You need to probably wear one of these when you leave here. You can exercise in this one because it is light and it moves. I have different sizes. I also offer creams, slimming creams, tight skin tightening creams, belly patches to help aid in between after you come through with service. So say for instance, you get full body, and 3 weeks from then, you don't want to go to that 4th week, you need to come in for treatment. So you would be wearing a waist belt. You would either have slimming creams, or you would come in for a treatment that would actually, like the sauna blanket, detoxify your system. So those are some of the other things that I sell here at the shop.
What are some of the reasons that people utilize your services?
Well, a lot of us have stubborn fat that we can't get rid of on our own. We may have tried to diet and exercise. We may have tried to do different things, and that stubbornness just won't go away. So that's where I come into play, and I help actually try and help you start out to get rid of that. If you're really serious about body sculpting, anybody knows that it gives you that hourglass look. It helps you trim down that stubborn belly fat or those back of your legs or your calves where you can't see, and you want to get rid of those dimple effects. So I'm here for that. I'm here to help people. It is, like I said, a non-invasive, and it is holistic. So it's no downtime or anything like that.
Miss Shanita, what made you decide to become a body sculpting professional?
Well, I'm gonna tell you, and I really don't share this with much, but I had weight loss surgery a while back ago. I had the lap band, and when I was looking into this, there was nobody in the field or anywhere that could help me with certain questions that I had, and I wish that there had been somebody there to help me, maybe I wouldn't have had it. But I said, if I could change a few things, I would be the one to try and come in and aid a person that may be thinking about doing the same thing that I did, or had questions, or, would like to know about weight loss and other options than actually having to go through surgery. So that's where I decided that I would want to help someone, who's on that weight loss journey and wants to lose the weight, and maybe do it in a holistic way.
That's awesome. So for people who are in that situation, who want to lose some weight and want to take a holistic approach, what type of advice can you extend to them to help them to make a good decision?
I would just say, if this is something that you're serious about, because sometimes we teeter, and when you do that, it tricks your body. It tricks your body into thinking, okay, well, we're losing the weight now, and now all of a sudden we're not, and it doesn't know when you're serious. So I would say, let's be consistent. Let's try and stick to a plan. Try and follow the plan so that your body is not so confused when you are at that point where you need to be serious about your weight loss. And let's not try and wait till something major happens to us, us getting high blood pressure or diabetes. Let's try and tackle this now while we have a chance. We're in a pandemic, so everybody at this point needs to detox. They need to take what they eat and what they take in real serious, because we are in a pandemic and things are changing. We don't know if it's going to change back. We don't know what's going on. So let's try and watch what it is that we consume so that we can be a little bit more healthier.
Mm-hmm. Ms. Shanita, thank you so much for coming on and sharing this helpful information about how we can become healthier and how life can be better for us. So I thank you so much. And for the viewers and the listeners, what is the best way to reach you? Tell us your business information again and the best way to reach you.
Okay, I am at, like I said, the 2830 Delaware Avenue in Kenmore, New York. You need to set an appointment. So the phone number here to the business is 716-316-0145. Or you can go on to Facebook and Instagram, and there's a business page and there's a IG page. Or if you want to come in and make an appointment, you can book on consistentbodysculpting.glossgenius.com, and I'll get your request for whatever service it is that you pick, and then we can go over certain things if you need to have a consultation.
So again, the telephone number and that site that you said, Consistent Body Sculpting, give us that information.
It's consistentbodysculpting.glossgenius.com. And then the telephone number is 716-316-0145.
Ms. Shanita, we're wishing you all the best. We thank you so much for coming and sharing on the Carla Murphy Show. For truly, you are uniquely different. So thank you so much. And we'll be looking forward to hearing more about consistent body sculpting. So thank you, and you stay safe out there. I know that it's time to get back to get prepared for your next client. So we thank you so much for coming and sharing with us today.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Next up, we're so happy to have with us a financial literacy professional by the name of Mr. Omar Overstreet. He is certainly not a stranger to the Carla Murphy Show, and he's here in the Buffalo, New York area. He works a lot in the Monroe County area as well, and he can service you no matter where you are. We know that when you have a background in financial literacy, it can work all over the world. So this is a global skill that he's worked very hard to develop. And we are happy to have Mr. Omar Overstreet, who is here, and he's going to talk to us today about setting a budget, saving more money, and managing your credit. Who couldn't use these services from Mr. Omar Overstreet? So Mr. Omar, thank you so much for joining us. And we are waiting patiently to hear from you. So Mr. Omar, take it away.
All right, thanks for having me on, Carla. I appreciate it so much.
Thank you.
I am going to jump right in regarding setting a budget. One thing about a budget is it does mean there is structure to how you're spending. If you look at a budget and current spending, it can help you figure out how to save more money, or avoid taking out more debt or paying on things that you really need. Sometimes the reason that we take out a loan or are in debt is not because we don't have the money, it's because we haven't budgeted properly. So there are four things that usually I advise my clients, four main things. The one thing is to identify your sources of income. So see where you have money coming in from, whether it's your job, if you have a second job, if you're investing in stock and you're getting dividends, whatever your money is coming from, you need to recognize and identify that. And also write this stuff down. It ought to be a paper, or you should have an app or QuickBooks, something where you have this, where you can see it. Because when you see it, it's like a goal. When you see your goal, you achieve your goal. So if you see where the money is going, you see what's coming in, then you have a more realistic outlook on what you can do. And the second thing is take charge of your spending. And the reason I say this is because it's going to take some discipline to set a budget. Sure, it's not going to be 100% dead on, but set a goal that's at least 90% dead on. If you're new to budgeting, maybe you want to be 70% dead on. Then you'll grow into it. But you have to take charge of your spending, because nobody's going to invest in you like you. So if you're waiting on somebody else to invest in you, you may be waiting a long time, because nobody's going to do it like the way you're going to do it, because this is your life. So a lot of times they come to me and say, I want you to set up a plan for me, where I'm putting up this much away. I want to put this away. Sure, I can put it away for you. But then they'll say, well, I don't want to touch it. Well, you have to have willpower not to touch it. I can't tell you not to touch your money. It's just your money. I can't there's no lock, there's no padlock I have here, and I put a padlock on it and you can't go in there. So you need to take charge of your spending. A third thing is cover your necessities. Take care of your necessities. Food, clothing, shelter, whatever you think your necessities are, first of all, make sure they're necessities. You going to the mall may not be a necessity. It may be something that maybe need to be budgeted out. Maybe if you're going every week, let's try to go 2 times out the month. We can do 2 times, because you could take that money and put that money somewhere else. And the reason I'm so hard on it these days is because of this COVID-19 exposed a lot of people who weren't saving. This was major exposure, where people lost their jobs and they were waiting 8 weeks, 9 weeks for unemployment, and they were barely making it. People were coming, taking out loans at, an unsecured loan has a high interest rate. I need $10,000, but you weren't saving anything. You weren't budgeting. So budgeting and saving kind of goes hand in hand, but you want to make sure you cover your necessities. So if it's something where you look at this budget and you say, listen, I'm doing this every week. Some stuff, I want you to have fun. If you like getting your nails done, go get your nails done. You like going to the barbershop, go to the barbershop. I'm not saying don't do that, because you want to look good, because you want to present yourself well. But it's other stuff that's in there. Maybe you want to go to, Longhorn or something like that. You might have to stay home and cook that week. If you can't cook, that's what YouTube is for. You can learn. So it's some things you have to do. Some sacrifices have to be made if you want to get in this budget. And then the fourth thing regarding setting a budget is deciding where you want your money to go. This is a business decision. Your life is a business. You treat it as such. There are business decisions that need to be made. If you have kids, the kids are in the budget. You make sure you take care of yourself. You should be in the budget. There should be something that you're doing that's fun, that's in the budget. If you want to go to the movies, maybe you don't need the popcorn in the movie. Sneak some food in. I didn't say that. But you know, I didn't say that. Take that back. But do what you need to do to cut a corner regarding that budget, regarding where you want your money to go. You know, car insurance is a necessity. Other stuff, you know, gas is a necessity. You know, if you got somewhere that, you know, has cheaper gas, go there. If you got, you know, don't fall in love with one insurance company. You should be checking your insurance every 2 years. You should be shopping around. And you might find somebody that has better insurance with a lower rate. So you can save money that way as well. There's a lot of ways to save money. You know, if you got cable, go over that cable. You know, you got Telemundo. You don't speak Spanish. You know, you shouldn't. That's a station you shouldn't have. Maybe you should look into getting you know, Hulu or something like that. So look at that in that sense. Treat it like a business. And if you need to make cuts where they need to be. But don't make cuts where you're not having any fun, because then it's a distraction. You don't really want to do it. So you want to be into what you're doing. And that's as far as setting a budget, saving more money. And the reason we need to save more money is handling unplanned expenses without incurring debt. And there's that word debt again. Because what happens is something happens. I need 4 tires. Oh, I got to take out a loan. Oh, I got this Pep Boys card. I got this card. Let me use my credit card. No, tires should be something that you should have in your savings account that you should be able to go in there and take care of that. There are 3 goals. You have your short-term goals, your mid-term goals, and your long-term goals. Saving is really, to be honest with you, that's a mid-term goal. A long-term goal is more like 401k, 403b, investment retirement account. That's long-term. A mid-term goal is actually a savings account. So you can have more than one. If you have one savings account for emergencies, you could have another one where you're just putting one up. You could have one for the kids, whatever you want to do. But you want to make sure that you are taking care of yourself regarding these goals. Ideally, you should have enough cash to cover 6 months of your expenses. This is ideally. This doesn't happen overnight. So if you don't have 6 months now, it's something to strive for. Maybe you just have 3 months. I remember years ago, 3 months was the goal. In finance, things change. So at one point in time, 3 months was the goal. But now it's no longer 3 months. They want you to have enough for 6 months to withstand a storm, so to speak. And I know stuff happens, you know, you may dip in it for anything, you know, but don't dip in it for the wrong thing. If somebody calls you and they want to borrow some money, that's not the money that you loan out. Let me be very clear with that. This is not the money when your cousin calls, hey, I need $20. No, this is not the savings account. You don't go in there to give them $20. If you have something liquid or loose in your checking account or at home, that's when you go there. The savings account is not for that, not by any means of the imagination. Because once again, we are trying to keep debt down. And the number one way to keep debt down is to save. There is no other way. There is no other way. So you have to make sure that you are prepared at any cost, even prepared for large purchases. You know, I've seen a lot of people when they got these stimulus checks. I've seen big screen TVs going everywhere. I've seen them on top of cars and going to Walmart. People walking them out. No, that's not what should have happened there. And I'm glad I had a few people that came to me to ask me what to do. That's where you save or invest. That's free money. You can get a TV later. TV's always going to be on sale. You know, a TV is something you watch, but it's not something that's going to pay a bill. You understand what I'm saying? So you want to make sure that you're smart about what you're doing, because it goes right into the credit. And so when people look at their credit score, and they say, oh man, I'm trying to get my credit together. I don't know what's going on. But there's a formula to your credit score. Your payment history to your credit score is 35% of your credit score. 35% of your credit score is 35% of your credit score. 35% of your credit score is 35% of your credit score. 35% of your credit score is 35% of your credit score. 35% of your credit score is 35% of your credit score. 35% of your credit score is 35% of your credit score. 35% of your credit score is 35% of your credit score. 35% of your credit score is 35% of your credit score. 35% of your credit score is 35% of your credit score. 35% of your credit score is 35% of your credit score. 35% of your credit score is 35% of your credit score. 35% of your credit score is 35% of your credit score. 35% of your credit score is 35% of your credit score. 35% of your credit score is 35% of your credit score. 35% of your credit score is 35% of your credit score. 35% of your credit score is 35% of your credit score. 35% of your credit score is 35% of your credit score. 35% of your credit score What your payment history is how often do you make payments on time. Now, with that being said, on time means that you're not past 30 days late. Anything past 30 days is reported to the credit bureau. If something happens and it comes on an off week and you're going to pay it the following week, that's fine. Don't get bent out of shape about that. That's not going to be reported to the credit bureau. But your payment history is 35% of your score. Credit utilization is 30% of your score. Now, with that being said, that means do not max out your credit card. If you have a credit card and it's $300 limit, don't use more than $100. It shouldn't be more than 30%, because when you get to using more than 30%, then your credit goes down because your credit utilization is high, and they look at that. So if it's something where you say, oh man, my credit keeps fluctuating, it's going up and down, I don't know what's going on, well, don't max out your credit card. The credit card is for an emergency. The credit card, you just don't whip that out, here, throw it out. No, that's not how it works. You want to make sure that you're using no more than 30% of any credit that you have. If you have multiple credit cards, you want to make sure that out of those 3 cards combined, that you're not using more than 30% of that limit. If you do use more than 30%, that is going to hurt your credit score significantly. The length of credit history, that's 15% of your credit. So how long have you had this car loan? How long have you had this mortgage? The length of that is 15% of your credit. Okay, so you have to make sure that if something happens, you pay off your house, okay, your score may take a dip, but it will rise back up because you have something else on credit that you can take care of it. So it's not like something that you would worry about. Your credit mix is 10% of your credit, and that's just what it is. It's a credit mix. How many credit cards do you have? If you have more than 4 credit cards, you got too many. You got too many. I can't even dress it up or doctor it up. You got more than 4. Why? What's going on? Then now we need to have a talk, because now that means you're dipping in there. You don't need more than 3 tops. And another thing about credit cards, if you're not going to use it, don't ever call to get it shut down, because that hurts the credit. Just don't use it. Something happens that's called informal status. The credit card company will notice you're not using your card. They will shut the card off. Don't you shut the card off. It doesn't look good. And new credit is 10%. How recently were you approved for credit? So if you get a credit card, or you get a new car note or whatever, then your score will jump up. Be careful regarding a car note. I mentioned this last show, but I didn't go deep into detail. Be careful going in there, because what the car dealer will do, the car dealer will run your score about 6 or 7 times. All those inquiries hurt. When you go to the dealer, excuse me, the best thing to do is see the car that you like, get a purchase order, take that to the credit union, and have the credit union finance that vehicle. The credit union rate is right around 2.9. The car dealer's rate is between 4, 8, 9. It depends, because car credit is different. They'll find anybody. They'll start calling all these off people. Oh, we're trying to find somebody to take care of you. But that means they're running your credit. You don't want your credit ran a lot of times. If you're going to the mall and you go to Macy's, I love Macy's. Nothing against Macy's, but they always say, listen, you can get 10% off if you apply for this card. Don't apply for that card. Do not apply for that card. That's an inquiry on your credit. That's going to lower your score. Macy's interest is high. I love Macy's, once again, but going there with a coupon, you're better off. So those would be, my three things. And also be aware that your personal, if you do have a business and you are watching this, your personal credit has a lot to do with your business credit. Do not get it intertwined. Your business technically doesn't have a credit score. What your business has is a risk rating. It's a 2-digit number. A good number to be at is right around 13, but it combines with your personal credit score. So if your credit score isn't up to par, it's going to lower your business credit per se. So if you need something for your business, you need a business credit card, you need working capital, you can't get it, not because the business isn't any good, it's because you haven't took time out regarding the credit. If you go over your credit, you're on Experian, you're on annualcreditreport.com, and you see some stuff on there that shouldn't be there, dispute it. If you see some stuff on there that's on there, dispute it. They have 40 days to respond. If they don't respond, it falls off. So you want to make sure before you start paying all these people to do it, see what you can do yourself. I can go fishing for you, but if I teach you how to fish, you're gonna eat.
That's right.
So that's how I look at it. If anybody has any questions or anything for me, I'm around. I'm gonna give you my number. You can call me. We can talk one-on-one. I don't have a problem talking to anybody regarding anything financial, whether it's retirement, what have you. My number is 716-892-4051. Once again, that number to the office is 716-892-4051. And that would just be the nuts, I guess crannies, whatever you want to call it, regarding me putting this together. And once again, I'd like to thank Carla for bringing me on. And I will leave you with this lasting note: invest in yourself. Nobody's going to invest in you like you. But if you need help, I am here to help. I'm not here to twist anybody's arm. I'm here to reach out my hand to guide you through this process. Thank you.
Mr. Omar, I appreciate you. That was a dynamite presentation. It was actually excellent and definitely timely for many. And so the viewers and the listening audience, I'm sure that we gleaned a lot from your presentation. So I do have a question, Mr. Omar. You know that I'm full of questions. Mm-hmm. So when it comes to, I've heard a lot of talk about PPP and as it relates to business. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Sure. The PPP, I work with the Small Business Administration. I'm on the SBA CARES team, and I'm working with the PPP diligently. So the PPP is something, payment protection program. This is technically the third draw. It helps you out as far as payroll. Now, with that being said, if you are a sole proprietor, as long as you have your income on your Schedule C's tax return, you are eligible for the PPP. As long as you've been in business over a year, you're eligible right now for the PPP. What happens lately is a lot of people haven't been paying themselves, and so they are not eligible. But as long as you fit the criteria, I don't care if you drive Uber, Lyft, if you're putting that income on your tax return, you are eligible. It's something where you get a portal, you fill those questions out, you would upload your financial information. I would look it over along with an underwriter. We would get it over to the SBA, and you would be funded. And it's not I want to say it's about 70% of what you would have took in. It's free money. There are no strings attached. Anything under 150,000 is forgiven. The forgiveness process is a different process. It's something that I would guide you through. There's a form called a 3308S form that they're doing now. It's one form. It's one piece of paper. You fill it out. We will go over a few things, and then, we will get it forgiven. Just make sure you keep track on what you're spending on. And I can tell you right now, after I was in a meeting with them this morning, there is not going to be another round after this one. So it's scheduled to go to May 30th. However, there is $20 billion left. And I can tell you how that works. A couple weeks ago, there was $40 billion. So this money goes by fast. And if it's something where you do want to apply, I need you, whoever is listening, I need you to call me ASAP. There is no delay in calling because we have to go through the process. I need to talk to you and get you through. So that's what the PPP, that includes non-for-profits, any churches, you are eligible for the PPP. I've talked to many churches, and there are some that still haven't taken advantage of it. By all means, give me a call, and then, I'll walk you right through it.
Thank you so much for sharing about that. For certainly, though, that's definitely a benefit that can help a lot of people, and particularly since it's free money. And so thank you so much for sharing. I know that being a business developer and working with several people, especially young people, youngpreneurs, where my heart is, they've asked a lot of questions about the PPP, and just in doing research, I'm somewhat familiar with it. But I do have a question for you. For instance, if there are youngpreneurs who've been in business, say less than a year, are there any options that they may be able to take advantage of getting some assistance?
They can't do the PPP. However, there is a workshop coming up. I'm sorry, everything I got around here is work stuff, but there is a workshop coming up on May 3rd. And there is a link that I can send them. It's www.capitalconnectny.org. This is going to be a webinar regarding state and federal funding, grant funding, the necessary documents you need. Some people think they're in business and they don't even have a business certificate. I got a business. Well, where's the paperwork? Oh, I don't have paperwork. I'm just making sweet potato pie. But you need to, even if you are, you need to have a DBA, a LLC, or be incorporated. The DBA, your social security number, is your tax ID most of the time. It doesn't have to be. Some DBAs are partnerships, and there are some complexities there that I won't go into right now. But the LLC is good, and the difference is if something happens, you have a DBA, you are responsible. If something happens, you have an LLC or you're incorporated, the company is responsible. So you want to make sure you have your necessary documents. Nothing wrong with DBA, nothing wrong at all, because some business doesn't have any risk. And they're going to talk about, are you ready to receive funding? They're going to talk about debt financing versus equity financing, which is big. And if you have any young entrepreneurs and they miss out, they can always talk to me. I'm here for any small businesses, and I can guide them through pretty much anything. And we can just work through it together. Being a small business doesn't mean you can't get funding. So I think a lot of times people have this notion, I need to be in business 12 months. If your credit score is good, we can work something out. So I don't want anybody having misconceptions that you have to be in business 12 months to get any funding. But grants are better than loans, because a grant you don't have to pay back, of course.
Right.
So, that's how I look at it.
Thank you so much for sharing. We really appreciate you. And that's helpful information for truly. We know that Youngpreneurs Alliance, a group of young people from the ages of 4 up until 25, I work to resource them and their families so that they can help to develop their businesses and to be successful. So I'm so grateful for the partnerships that we form, and we will definitely be looking forward to connecting with you, Mr. Omar. So again, for the viewers and the listening audience, please provide your office number so that we can reach out to you.
Once again, my office number is 716-892-4051. I am in the office Monday through Friday, from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m., Monday through Thursday. On Friday, I am in the office 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. If there's something going on, you can't make it in the office, we can meet via Zoom. We can meet in person doing social distancing. So I don't have a problem meeting anybody.
Thank you again. It's definitely much appreciated. And we are looking forward to the next episode that we hear from you about financial literacy. So thank you, Mr. Omar Overstreet. And you can definitely expect that telephone to ring. So thank you. We appreciate you. Next up, she's waited patiently, and we have with us an EOP counselor from Monroe County Community College. It is none other than Miss Brittany Granville. Monroe Community College was actually established around 1964. It has 2 locations. They have about 70 certificate and degree programs and 40 or more transfer program areas. They have approximately 30% of the full-time students and about 70% part-time students. They also have state-of-the-art facilities. They have a $17 million career technology center, a $16.3 million campus where it's campus-wide geothermal-based heating and cooling and air conditioning systems. $1.25 million has been spent on renovation to the Life Sciences building. MCCC, Monroe County Community College, is one of the county's largest employers, and they have an economic impact on almost $100 million a year. It's felt locally, regionally, and globally. MCCC, they offer 3 Upward Bound programs. They have a destination dance school with youth dance troupes and instruction. They have a youth VEX robotics program and a full slate of summer camps. We are so happy to have with us this evening Ms. Brittany Granville, EOP counselor, who is going to talk to us about college preparation. So good evening, Ms. Brittany, and welcome to the Carla Murphy Show, for truly you are uniquely different.
Thank you. What a great introduction. So we actually, we call it MCC, is our Monroe Community College. And so EOP, I work in the EOP department, and it was actually started in 1967. The formal name for it is called the Arthur O. Eve Higher Educational Opportunity Program. For community colleges, our acronym is EOP, and then for like private institutions, they're called HEOP. So basically, our motto is just to promote scholarship, academic success. EOP it's for students who are kind of, they're at the, I guess, how can I say this in like I'm stumbling over my words, but like, it's kind of like for like BC students. So students who kind of would not get into college by general admissions, they apply for EOP and then they're entered through EOP. We provide counseling, tutoring, academic support, a pre-summer orientation for pre-freshmen. And so I guess, yeah, that's in a nutshell, EOP.
All right, great. So what are some of the guidelines of the program for acceptance into the EOP program?
So for EOP, you have to be first generation and you have to be full-time. Those are the main 2 requirements. You also have to be a New York State resident for at least 12 months in order to qualify. You have to be academically and economically qualified. So there are specific income guidelines that we go by, And as I mentioned before, you have to be like a BC range student. So between 79 GPA to 83% GPA.
Okay. All right. That sounds good. So what are some of the benefits of participating in EOP?
EOP is like a family. It's an unofficial motto of once EOP, always EOP. And starting at the community college level, we're EOP family where we have our own in-house tutors. So we hire them, we vet them, and they work one-on-one with our students. We offer counseling, so we meet monthly. It's required monthly, but we also meet a little bit more in case students need, something comes up or they have questions or they need to meet. We also do the pre-freshman orientation, which is between 4 and 5 weeks. Before COVID, it was in person. So MCC does have dorms. So our students lived on campus. They got to experience what it's like living in a college residence. They also take math and English classes and also study hall. So we have our tutors meet with them to study as well.
So in regards to the pre-freshman orientation experience, can you tell us a little bit more about what they do during that time?
Mm-hmm. So we do have a college orientation course, which basically goes over what to expect from college. What is it like, what the classes will be like, how you find your major, what major would be best for you. Also locating different offices on campus. So where's the financial aid office? How do you get to the science building? That type of thing. Also, they eat together. So we do provide meals. Fridays was reserved for field trips. So we go to different places. Like we might go to like the Corning Museum of Glass, or we might go like on a hike. So there's different things that we provide to try to bring the cohort together, because they're all starting at the same time and they're all in the programs, to get them acquainted with each other and with the college experience.
Nice.
Because of COVID last year, everything was remote. So it was a bit different.
Somewhat challenging, but I'm sure it was exciting.
Mm-hmm.
Exciting. So just from conversation with you, you may have some personal experience with EOP that you'd like to share.
Yes, so I actually am an EOP alum, and once EOP, always EOP. So I have my t-shirt on.
All right. But
I actually started at MCC as an EOP student, and then I transferred to Brockport and remained an EOP student. Some of the benefits that I forgot to mention about EOP is that once you graduate, if you want to get your master's, you can also get the graduate opportunity program, get into that, which they help cover the cost of graduate school for you and your materials.
That's great.
That's one of the great perks as well. But I enjoy being a part of EOP. It's different between being at a junior college and then transferring to a four-year institution, just because it's a lot bigger, but the family dynamic still is the same. It's still consistent.
That's great. So when it comes to doing EOP, providing EOP counseling, I know that you do a lot of one-on-one sessions. During those times, can you speak generally about what level of support you're able to provide to students who are involved with EOP?
Yes. So in order to be an EOP counselor, you have to have a counseling degree. But we don't do mental health counseling. For that, we do refer out. But anything outside of that, we deal with. We do financial aid applications. Sometimes students just need to just vent about what's going on. So we're a listening ear for that. We also advise and help guide career choices. Like I have some students now, they're kind of in between what they want their major to be. So they're switching either from liberal arts to something else like computer sciences. So just walking that path with them to see what it is that their end goal is and just holding their hand along the process.
That's awesome. So does every EOP student get a counselor, or how does that process work?
Yes, every EOP student is assigned a counselor. So as a counselor, we do have a roster of students that we manage, we touch base with. It's been a little bit difficult for during COVID because of the face-to-face interaction. Like most of our students like to come in and see us. So it is a bit hard not being able to see them, but we do reach out by phone. A lot of times students provide their personal email address. If I can't reach them through their MCC email, I might send them like their Gmail and I get a response that way. But yeah, we're very interactive with our students, and they call us. We have we're connected to our office phones now, so they're able to call us and it'll ring, leave a voicemail.
Nice. So with ELP students and through the counseling services that are provided, do you have any means of connecting them within the community?
We do. So our director makes sure that we have a list of references to area, like if they need mental health or if there's resources. That's what I was looking for. I'm sorry. But yeah, there's a resource community in Monroe County that our director is a part of. So she'll let us know, like, there's this event going on, or there's this drive. Like when COVID first hit, there was rental assistance. So she let us know that if any of our students are struggling in that area, we can reach out to them and let them know that this resource is available, calling 211. So yeah, there's a whole list of different resources that are available. We also, on our MCC website, there's a lot of resources that we can refer to students, because we're housed under student affairs. Okay. So our student affairs department has a lot of information that we can spread to the students.
I love that. That's absolutely phenomenal. And so, Ms. Brittany, we know that we're quickly approaching the time when students will be making decisions on whether they're going to pursue learning and life skills, or they're going to go into the workforce, or they're actually going to move into higher education. What are some of the perks and the selling points of coming to Monroe Community College to be a part of that family and the culture?
Well, we have all of that. We have skilled trade programs at MCC, as well as transfer programs. So we have associate degrees that are associate in applied science, which prepares students for going into the career after they graduate. But we also have associates in science that prepares them for transferring. But we also have the skilled trades housed under our EduWIS department. So if they come in, apply, meet with us, we can guide them based on what it is that we're hearing that they want to do. We help them with the research, and if it's something that we're not really familiar with, we can always refer them to either the departments directly or to the career services department, and they're really good about that as well. So I mean, MCC has it all. So just I request that students just apply, and when they're filling out their application, there is a box on the application that asks them, are they interested in EOP? So as long as they check that box, their application will come to us as well as to admissions.
Thank you so much. So if a student is in the New York State, in the area, if they're looking to find a community college, Monroe County certainly sounds like an exciting place to be. And so we want to thank you so much for coming and sharing. And I would like to ask you one additional question, Ms. Brittany. As students are looking to make that amazing decision to move forward into higher education, do you have any advice that you can give to them as they're reviewing schools or looking online and working with their families towards making a decision? Do you have any advice that you can give to them to help them along the way?
I would look and see what's being offered. In addition to going to the school because you're interested in obtaining that degree, you also want to look and see what the surrounding area is like. because you'll be living on that campus eventually. So you want to get the most experience. But outside of that too, what else is the school offering as far as financially? How much is it going to cost you? Are you eligible for financial aid? And is your financial aid going to cover the cost of going to that school? If not, are they offering you scholarships? Will you have to take out student loans? Those are things that I would have students look into as well. And how far away is it from your home? Are you going to want to go home every weekend? Is it far, or do you want to get away from your family and need a break? Is it far enough for you? But the main thing that outside of making sure that they have the program that you're looking for is financially, because that's one of the main things that is going on nowadays. People are taking out so much student loan debt, and it's becoming harder to repay. So if it's costing you $100,000 to go to a school, but your career option is only going to make you $40,000 a year, that's something to think about. Or can you get that same education at a junior college like MCC and then transfer to a 4-year school and go public instead of private and save a couple $100,000?
Mm-hmm. Thank you so much. This has been a wonderful presentation. And so, Ms. Brittany, we thank you so much for sharing and being so open. And certainly, like I said, if there's anyone looking for a college or seeking higher education, Monroe Community College is an amazing place to be. You will have support there. You will get enriched. You will be entertained. You will be enlightened. And you can reach out to Ms. Brittany Granville. Ms. Brittany, what is the best way for people to reach you?
You can email me, BGRANVILLE002 at monroecc.edu, or you can call me 585-292-2373. Sorry.
That's okay. Again, the email address and the telephone number?
Mm-hmm. Yep. BGRANVILLE002 at monroecc.edu, or 585-292-2373.
Thank you again for joining us. And truly, both of you, Mr. Omar, Ms. Brittany, you are truly uniquely different. And we are just excited that you took the time to come and share with us. I am your host, Carla A. Murphy. It's been an amazing, amazing show. And I know that there was information that was shared that's going to help each of us to become better, stronger, and wiser. If you're looking for body sculpting, you can reach out to Ms. Shanita Bradley. If you are seeking higher education, reach out to Ms. Brittany Granville. If you are looking to tighten up, repair, or build your finances, Mr. Omar Overstreet is a great resource for you. So the Carla Murphy Show, Uniquely Different. We're looking forward to airing on Uniquely Different TV network on Roku Table, coming soon to a Roku TV near you. If you would like to be featured in the Uniquely Different Showcase, please call me, Carla A. Murphy, at 716-553-3109, or you can email me at carlamurphyuniquelydifferent@gmail.com. Please reach out to me on social media via Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, Alignable, and Twitter. Again, I'm your host, Carla A. Murphy. Have a wonderful day until we meet again. Bye.